Hello and welcome to the Healing Sanctuary. I'm your host, Melissa Field, and today I am talking about one of my favorite subjects, which is manifesting energy and the law of attraction. I have experienced in my life that when I get into alignment, when I use my thoughts and my feelings to interact with these infinite possibilities that the universe can bring into fruition, I really do experience and create these incredible, mind-boggling things that fill me with so much joy and passion and excitement. There is just a knowing that this was worked out from a higher place. This came from beyond what I can do on my own as myself in a physical body. There's just this knowing that this happened with me working in conjunction with these higher realms and these higher energies. But I've also experienced blocks to this, resistance, this frustration of, I used this before, why is it not working now? Why am I now not able to manifest? And when we hit those blocks, when we don't see the results that we were expecting, that we were aligned with, it can make it seem as if maybe the law of attraction doesn't always work the same way for everyone all the time. Maybe it's complicated. There's things that we're not getting about it. There must be something that we're not understanding. And this is where I want to begin, and where I want you to begin, with the knowing that the law of attraction, it's simple. You can get it. You can understand it. You can start working with it today. It's not something that's going to take you years or your whole life to master. It's not something that really has a lot to it. It's actually very direct and very clear. What you are focusing on, you get more of. So what is it that makes it so complicated, including for me, someone who's been playing with it for years? What makes it seem complicated is the fact that being a human is complicated. The universe has these laws that govern everything, and the law of attraction, it's something like gravity. It doesn't change. It doesn't alter for different people. It doesn't test you or bring you different results based on maybe some kind of perceived worthiness. The law of attraction is a fixed law. What you are focusing on, whether it be something in front of you, something physical, something you can touch, or something you're visualizing, something you're seeing in your mind, you're going to get more of that. It's going to be reflected back to you. But what we are focusing on, it comes from a myriad of inner beliefs and thoughts and stories. And this is where it gets complicated. It's, for me, the thing that's always kind of made me face a lot of resistance is worthiness. And this is one of the most complicated blocks to really just being an incredible receiver and having things just showing up all the time like a waterfall of abundance and love and joy. It's, do you believe deep down that you are worthy of this, that you can handle this, that you're the right person? Worthiness is a big block. And so when we're talking about the law of attraction, a lot of times what we are actually talking about is understanding your own self. And this is where we can start to believe that the law of attraction doesn't work, because we ask for something, we put it out there, and nothing's coming. But it's not because the law of attraction doesn't work, or because there's something about it you're not getting. It really is that simple. But you, as a human in a complicated world, have a complicated mind. And so when you're working with the law of attraction, what you're really wanting to understand is, what do I really believe I'm worthy of? What do I believe is possible for me? If I really look at my thoughts, do I have conflicting beliefs? Do I have beliefs that contradict each other? Do I believe that other people are more worthy and I need to put them before my own self? Things like that, that can take a while to work out. And so as you begin to work with manifesting and energy, you don't want to look at what other people are getting and how fast they're getting it, because this is going to be completely unique and personal to you. And a funny aspect of this is you don't even want to compare to your own self. When I was younger, in my 20s, I could manifest really easy, really big, amazing things. And then I hit this wall where it was like nothing was working out. And I had to really get honest with myself and acknowledge that all of that stuff I got brought up these really deep worthiness issues. It made me actually really uncomfortable. I kept feeling like this really disorienting sense of imposter syndrome of like, I don't deserve this and people are going to know, they're going to take it away from me. I almost felt like I was going to get in trouble. And so when I started to hit those blocks, I did start to think like, oh, this doesn't work. What is it? Is it, did I imagine that all of that worked? And then I just started to look within and I started to do what I said. I started to, instead of trying to understand the mysteries of the universe more, I tried to understand myself. And that's when things started to get better and start to flow again. So I know I keep coming back to this, but it really is important to know that the law of attraction is simple and that you can start working with it today, right here and now. And I keep bringing this up because I think we really have been like inundated with the belief that it's complicated, that there's so much to learn about it. But really, it's like driving a car. Unless you are a car manufacturer or a mechanic, you most likely don't know everything about your car, how your car runs. I myself know very little about it, especially with these newer cars that have all these electronics and computers. My car has a digital display. I have no idea how that works. What I know is I put in gas, I put the car in drive, and I push the gas pedal. That is how you want to approach the law of attraction. You don't want to think, I need to understand everything about the universe, how it was created, who I am, the energy of my own self, my energetic body. I need to understand my spirit and past lives and all this stuff. None of that is what you need to know. And that can actually slow you down because belief is everything. What you believe to be true is going to be reflected back to you. If you think it's hard to work with the law of attraction, there you go. That's what you're going to get. It will be hard because that is how powerful you are. You have dominion over your own self, and your thoughts and your feelings are creating all of your future realities. And this includes, do you believe it's easy to work with the law of attraction or not? So if you just tell yourself right now, it's really easy. And even if you've been like trying to understand it for a long time and you haven't had this belief, you can change your beliefs at any time. And in fact, that's one of the most important things you can do is just say, you know what? That belief wasn't working for me. I think it fit into something within my mind of feeling I needed to like earn things, that if I didn't earn something, I couldn't have it. And you can just tell yourself, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let that go. It's meant to be easy. I'm worthy of it being easy. And just think of the law of attraction really like a car. Like whatever direction you point your car in, that's where it's going. Whatever direction you point your thoughts and your feelings in, that is what you are putting gas on. That is what you're accelerating towards. So let's just play with this for a minute. A lot of times, the best way to understand this is to kind of like experience it a little bit. The law of attraction, so much of it is about a feeling. What are you feeling? What are you feeling deep down? Are you feeling peaceful? You might be thinking about a peaceful life, but deep down are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling worried? The feelings are everything. So we're going to play with some feelings right now, and we're just going to take it from there. So what I want you to do, I want you to imagine yourself walking on a path in a beautiful forest. It is an absolutely perfect day, the perfect temperature for you to just be in a t-shirt and long pants. It's not too hot, not too cool. The sun isn't too hot on you. There's a nice soft breeze. There's birds singing in the distance. And as you're walking, you can just feel yourself taking in all this nature, this grounding, this fresh healing energy. You feel that fresh oxygen just rejuvenating every cell of your body. You can smell the earthy forest smells of redwood trees and moss, and it just smells so fresh, so healing. And everything about this is so peaceful, and you just feel so good that you feel it. You feel it into your bones. Every part of you right now is feeling good, feeling peaceful, feeling uplifted. And you pass by some wildflowers, and these bright spots of color just uplift your mind. And as you're walking along enjoying this, you hear a river off to the side, and this rushing water gives you the feeling of being cleansed, of letting go of what is no longer serving you, and you're just coming deeper into this moment. And as you're feeling all of this, you start to get this feeling that something really good is going to happen. You don't know what it is, but you know it. It's not a belief, but you know something good is going to happen. You don't know when, you don't know how. You just feel that kind of feeling of like a light has been turned on, and something really good is on its way to you. And you're going to receive this, and it's going to uplift your whole life. And as you're walking and feeling into this, you breathe deeper. You take these forest scents and this bird songs and the river and the cool air in even deeper. And you feel awake and alive in a way you haven't in a long time. You really just feel at one with everything, and it feels so, so nice. This is exactly what you need. Now, what you just did was playing with the essence of the law of attraction. The law of attraction is feeling good where you are, and then being open to something more. Not in a desperate way, not in a way where you really need this to make you happy, but you already are happy, and you're ready and excited for more. That is what we're doing when we play with the law of attraction. But that might have seemed too easy just to visualize yourself walking in a forest. And that's what I'm saying when I say the law of attraction is easy. It's our minds and our beliefs that really make it something complicated. And you might be thinking, but I wasn't focusing on what I actually want. That was just a random visual, but it doesn't matter because vibration is everything. The vibration you are emitting brings more of what you want. So in that moment, you felt good, you felt peaceful, you were open to more. That is now the point from which you are receiving things that make you feel good. The universe knows what makes you feel good. You don't have to keep asking. So let's say that earlier you asked for $50,000. The moment you asked for it, the universe began to work it out. It's an instant reaction. It's an instant process. And what brings it to you is then being in alignment. Would it feel good to have that money? What would it feel like? Would it feel like relief? When you feel relief, then that money shows up. So you don't have to be focusing on and imagining the exact thing you're asking for. You want to be on the vibration that it's on. And it can often even be helpful not to be focusing on that thing, because a lot of times when we keep thinking about it, we start to really tune into the fact that it's not here. It's not here and this isn't working. It's not here. And we'll tell ourselves, but I'm focusing on it. But again, it's that feeling. You might be focusing on it, but you might be feeling into the lack, the worry, the wonder. Am I not getting it because I'm not good enough? Am I not getting it because I'm not doing this right? And in those moments when you start to get into the worry and the fear, sometimes we'll start to kind of kick into the awareness of, I'm thinking the wrong thoughts. I'm doing this wrong. And we'll kind of use what we've been taught our whole lives, which is that to criticize ourselves is the way to resolve things, because very few of us are taught how to kind of love ourselves into a place of solution. And so as you start to criticize yourself, then this is now the point from which you are attracting. So when you start to notice your thoughts are out of alignment, do the best you can to be loving. And this is going to be a practice. You don't want to, kind of judge yourself for being judgmental or criticize yourself for having been self-critical. But whenever you realize your thoughts are out of alignment, instead of thinking, oh, I'm doing this wrong, I'm not doing a good job, tell yourself, I'm going to shift my thoughts because I am worthy of being in alignment. I'm going to shift my thoughts because nothing is more important than my inner alignment with the universe. It doesn't matter what I was thinking a moment ago. That's done. The point of attraction is right here. I'm always attracting from the present moment. And I'm doing a good job. I'm aware of this and I'm shifting. I have all these experiences in my life that kind of built beliefs that aren't helpful, and I'm working that out and I'm doing a good job. And really be as loving and supportive as you can. And that's part of the process. And that comes back to what I was talking about in the beginning. Working with the law of attraction, so much of it is working with your own self. You are the universe. So I mentioned earlier that one of the main beliefs that keeps the law of attraction from working for us is not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough, not believing we're ready, when in reality, you're always ready. You just don't always trust yourself, and that's not your fault, because along with not knowing how to love ourselves, very few of us are taught how capable we are and to trust our own self. So the other belief that tends to get in the way a lot is just not believing this works, because so much of the world is telling us this is crazy. It's crazy. You don't have that kind of power. You don't have that kind of ability. You're not that important to the universe. That's too weird. That's too woo-woo. That's not how these things work. You have to be realistic. You have to be rational. And that really starts to kick in, especially if things aren't working right away. And again, it's not because the law of attraction is complicated or always shifting and changing how it interacts with you. That always comes down to something within you that doesn't feel good about what you're asking for, doesn't feel worthy. There's something within you that's, as much as you want to be saying yes, is saying no. And those are the things we want to get to the root to. So when we're hitting our inner blocks, our inner beliefs, our limiting stories, and we start to think it doesn't work, this big second belief tends to kick in. This doesn't work. It's not real. It's never going to work. This isn't how things work. I'm crazy. This is crazy. This is a big one to work out. And one that I honestly even come back to a lot myself, because when it's not working, the kind of mass consciousness of the world really wants to come in. And I have to come back to what I know to be true, what I've experienced for myself, which is that this works, it's real, and it's always working. That's kind of the funny thing, is that when we're not getting what we want, we can think the law of attraction doesn't work. No. It's always working. We're just getting what we are focusing on, which a lot of times means we got to go deep down. What am I really thinking about? Am I really thinking about living in my dream home, or am I really deep down worried that I won't be able to pay my bills? So we're always getting a reflection of our inner world. It's sometimes just not the surface part of ourselves, but the deep, deep down part of ourselves. The law of attraction, it's always working, and you're always working with it. So as much as we might think we need to learn how to manifest and work with the law of attraction, you already know. You have been doing it your whole life. You have just maybe been steering your car in a way you didn't want to go. And now you're going to turn the wheel and say, oh, I get it. I get it. Everything I've been told is actually not how I want to do this or how I'm going to do this going forward. And you start to push back on that. And changing that belief, pushing back on what people might judge you for or think is weird, that can take some time to work out too. So along with working out your kind of inner stories, your inner beliefs, you have to really get centered with yourself and let go of what other people believe to be true, and know what is true for you. Know what you feel to be true. Know that you are a sacred part of the universe. You are allowed to interact with the universe, and you are meant to. You are here because your energy is important. You are important. What you desire is important. What you desire, it's meant to be made manifest. You are meant to be part of the expansion and the vibrancy and this colorful tapestry that is life, that is the universe. And so every desire that you have was put within you because not only were you meant to make it come into physical reality, but because the universe wants to play with you as much as you want to play with the universe. So when we stop dreaming, when we stop asking, when we stop thinking about, these really big dreams that we would love to see come into reality, we aren't giving the universe and these higher forces that we don't understand and we don't need to understand. We don't need to know how the car runs, but we're not really giving them a chance to do what they do because we are interacting with the universe. You put a desire out and an energy out, and energy responds to you. So if you're not allowing the energy to work with you, then there's nothing it can do because you are in charge of your life. You have dominion. You are in charge of your life and your energy. And working this belief out of, is energy real? Is manifesting real? It's something that I keep coming back to, and I am often returning to my course, Manifesting Magic, and I returned to it this week. I'm using my journal pages that are part of it called Morning Magic. And it's just something I keep coming back to all the time because for me, those beliefs run deep. And especially if you have like a religious background or something that tells you that this is maybe even wrong, it can really take a while to work that out. And that's okay. Again, there's no rush. There's no race. There's no hurry. You're working it all out in your own divine time. And one thing I love about my course, Manifesting Magic, is not only does it help to rewire that belief in really positive and supportive and loving ways, but it will get you working on that other belief, self-worth. We do a lot of self-love in the course. This is a course that takes a really holistic and effective approach to manifesting because it's not just going to talk about energy and feelings and alignment, which are really important, but it's going to talk about how do you feel about yourself? What are you focusing on? Do you need to maybe shift your focus like what we did and just think about something else that feels good? It's such an incredible course, and one of the things that I'm most proud of because I just keep coming back to it, and what I love about it is when you buy it, you get lifetime access. So you might have an idea in mind of how you're going to use it when you join, and then over the years, you keep coming back to it in all these different ways and for different reasons. And also just life continues to happen. So I was feeling good for a while. I was definitely like back in the flow, and some things in my personal life really started to shift my focus, and I was struggling to get myself back. And that's what's really powerful about a course like Manifesting Magic is it's again, not that the law of attraction is complicated, but sometimes we just can't shift our focus. We really get stuck on something that didn't feel good or that was stressful, and we need a boost in the right direction. If we're using that car analogy, we need some GPS guidance that's saying, okay, you took a wrong turn. Let me show you the quickest and fastest way back. That's what a course like Manifesting Magic can do for you. So if I could leave you with something, it's the knowing that the law of attraction is simple, and keep coming back to that, but also use whatever you need to in order to get that to work for you. Courses, books, podcasts, therapy, coaches, whatever you need to. You want to take a really kind of multifaceted approach to this. And I keep mentioning Manifesting Magic because that is what I use. It is extremely effective, and it has everything. Guided meditations, journal prompts, and by the way, writing is one of the most powerful ways to focus and get your energy, your alignment, your car going in the right direction. It has podcast episodes, bonus content so that you can keep refocusing, realigning in really powerful ways. It's really fun, uplifting. The course is designed to really reinforce that this is meant to be fun, it's meant to be playful, and you're meant to remember that you really do know how to do this deep down. You are an energetic being, and you are so powerful already. Alright, so I want to give you one more exercise to play with to help a little bit more with understanding the law of attraction and working with focus. So I said that it does not matter if you are focusing on something that is here in front of you or something you're visualizing. And this is really important because a lot of times we keep focusing on what's already here. I don't like this place I'm living in. I don't like this job. I don't like my boss. We are focusing on it, focusing on it, focusing on it. Everything we are focusing on is determining our future realities. We are building our future one thought at a time. So in order to get something different, you have to be focusing on something different than what's here now. So think about it this way. Let's say that you're in a Porsche and you just bought a new Porsche. Don't worry about if this is something you actually want for yourself or if it's possible or not. we're just doing a little thought experiment here. We're just playing with something. You're in this Porsche. This is the most luxurious car you have ever driven, and you can feel your hands on the steering wheel. You can feel the Italian leather below you. You can feel how much power this car has and how well made it is, and everything about it. Every detail is luxurious and just feels like it was created to make you feel good. And you love being in this car. You love this as you're pushing down on the gas. You love driving along the coast and seeing the ocean, and you're in your dream life. This is the most incredible experience you've ever had. Everything is just working out for you, and being in this car shows you how much everything has worked out and is working out, how successful you are, how worthy you are, how abundant you are, how you have more than enough. You have a surplus. And as you're feeling into this, as you're focusing on this, you're putting out these feelings of luxury, joy. I feel good. I feel good where I am. I love this. And so the universe is just bringing you more things that you love, more things that make you feel this sense of confidence and success, and everything's working out for me. You're just like in this magical flow. So as you did that, that was as powerful and as effective as if you were in the Porsche itself. That is how powerful your thoughts are. As you followed along with that visualization, you were putting out to the universe all of those feelings. You were putting out that feeling of success, luxury, abundance. And maybe it's because, like I said, this isn't really something you want for yourself. You may have actually done that in a place of lowered resistance from something you have been asking for. Sometimes the things we're asking for, we can have this resistance to. And that's again why we want to kind of shift onto something else that feels just as good. And to bring it back to manifesting magic, we do a whole day of this. It's one of my favorite days and one of the most powerful ones because it can be a really effective way to work with energy that you haven't done before. You may have just been focusing on what you wanted and getting stuck there without realizing that energy is like clay. It's like building blocks. You can put it together in whatever ways you want in order to get what you want. It really is something that you're just meant to play with. So as you were visualizing you in the Porsche, all of those feelings went out from you like you were an antenna, and the universe was sending it back to you in whatever way is right for you, in whatever way is in alignment with you. And that's what we're talking about when I'm saying whether something is here or you're visualizing it, it doesn't matter. And that's why you want to get really dedicated about what are you actually focusing on. Are you allowing yourself to create something in your mind using visualization, or are you just stuck looking at what is and constantly recreating it in a never-ending loop? So I'm going to go ahead and finish there, and I'm sure you're thinking, but there's so much more to talk about, and there really is. The mysteries of the universe and our own energy and our own existence is something we could talk about for hours and hours and still have so much more to talk about. But I want you to leave this with the knowing that you understand the basics of the law of attraction, and that's all you need to know. When you go to get your driver's license, they don't make you understand every single thing about how your car works in order for you to start driving it. The same is true of the law of attraction. We don't want to overcomplicate it because we ourselves are already complicated enough. Our minds, our stories, that's already complicated enough. Let's let the law of attraction be simple and do what it does. Work for us. Do all the heavy lifting. Let these higher dimensional forces that are ready and willing to work on your behalf to just get in there and show you how miraculous and wild and exciting and passionate your life can be. So we're going to finish there, and you're going to walk away from this knowing, I can use the law of attraction. I already am using it. I'm good at using it. I'm just going to start to use it in a different way that points me in the direction where I want to go. If you want to continue to play with it and kind of rewire those beliefs I was talking about like worthiness and knowing that this works, definitely join me in my course, Manifesting Magic. It's so powerful. It comes with so much good stuff. From the first day, you're going to feel your energy shifting and aligning, and it's going to build that confidence of like, yeah, I can do this. I get it. I understand what I'm doing, and I'm just going to be there like a guide supporting you, like that GPS, helping you to get there faster, easier, and in a way that just feels good. If you're wanting something a little bit different and you were really into the visualizations that we did and how powerful that felt, then instead of the course, you will want to join me in my membership, the Healing Sanctuary. It's only $5 a month and you get so many powerful visualizations. There's also an entire folder of manifesting meditations and then other meditations that are just going to keep you in that alignment for peace, excitement, passion. There's so much good stuff in there. There's over 200 audios. They are exclusive to the membership. You cannot access them anywhere else. And one last thing, if you are somebody who wants to do both, Tier 2 of my membership includes all of those meditations, plus manifesting magic, plus it includes an exclusive course to the membership called Act As If, that is all about energy alignment and feeling good. So you can do the course alone, you can join Tier 1 for all the meditations and visualizations, or join Tier 2 and do both. But whatever you do, know that you are worthy of it. You are meant to bring this dream in your heart to fruition. Whatever you have in your heart, it's there because you are worthy and you are ready. And we're just going to get you there as fast as possible in whatever you are being called to right now. So thank you so much for joining me for the basics of manifesting and the law of attraction. If you know someone who would enjoy this episode, definitely share or leave a rating to help me to reach other people looking for this. I'm your host, Melissa Field. I'm so grateful that you joined me today, and I'll talk to you again soon.